then, welcome back to another episode on Utopia. This episode we're doing part 3 of the Fusion Reactor for Noobs, by Noobs. We've pretty much left the place as it was at the end of last episode, nothing much has changed. Everything's powered up, all these back boxes are ready for action, all the electrolyzers above, the centrifuges above should I say, and the electrolyzers below are all plumbed in and ready to go. Now we need to start giving these centrifuges something to do. Doodart. Do you see what I did there? Right, so I don't know where to start on this really, other than starting with some method of injecting the cells that are stored below in the centrifuges above. The start will be that simple, I should think. So where's me AE system? I think it's over here.
Corner.
Yeah, so I need to link up to a router because all of those are connected. So if I put a router there, that router should only be able to connect to centrifuges because there's no other centrifuges around. And I've got some hydrogen cells here. Can you click on one of the centrifuges for me?
Yeah.
And open it up so that we can see what slot. Right. I'm going to put this hydrogen cell into slot 0. Oh, the good point is there's going to be a ton of them all going at once. Actually, I'm going to do an experiment down here first to test it out, which means you don't need to be clicked on that anymore. I'm going to use one of these centrifuges we've got, which I'm going to place over this side out the way, and a router next to it to see which slot this router puts stuff into. So let's go with slot 0 to start off with. Put a hydrogen cell in.
Yay!
First time, right first time. Yeah?
Hmm?
Okay. Well, that's that then. Slot 0, nice and easy. So we can put this one into insert into slot 0, and it should put all the hydrogen cells into slot 0 around the place, and they should start being active. The first 64 should start getting filled up. Yeah?
Yeah, we got cells going in, but the centrifuge is not
powering yet.
Yeah, not cycling.
Do you want to look into how and why we're not powering the centrifuges right at this minute then? While I rig up the export into that one router. So we're going to have an export bus and ME cable going into there. Export bus, ME cable coming down. I want to keep it as tight as possible, so let's go up through here.
Because we need 4 in the middle.
4?
Go. Yeah, it won't do anything with just 1, it needs 4.
Yeah, okay. Well, I haven't put enough in yet, that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the reason why. So now we're exporting, that's right. And we should be good to set up the next stage. Where's an access point into the AE system there? I haven't got an access point into the AE system. Let's take that hydrogen cell out of there. Let's put the export bus to export hydrogen cells to all of them. That should now start ticking them all up. We had over 1,000 of these hydrogen cells stored up thanks to the electrolyzers being on for a while. Pretty much all the cells we've got have got hydrogen in them, over 1,000, and we only need to stock 4 in each. So we should be good to go. They should start filling up nicely now. Yeah?
I still only see 1 in each. Oh, there's one with 2.
Yeah, it's just cycling
There's one
through.
with 2.
The router is only visiting one machine at a tick or so at the minute. So it's going to take a little bit of time to work its way through. There's not a lot we can do to increase the process, other than put a speed boost on that router, which we might need to do, but it might be okay, it might be stable just being able to do it the way it's doing it now.
Well, is it? Do we work at 128 seconds for each one of these processes?
Yeah, it's 128 seconds of process,
So if
No. It's 150 seconds per process.
Okay, well, if the router can fill 4 cells in each one of these centrifuges in 150 seconds, then we're good.
Yeah.
Which I imagine it will do. It's doing this pretty quick.
Yeah, it should be a fairly stable system. We could put a speed boost on it anyway. So none of them have actually started working yet.
No, the highest I can see is 2 cells so far.
Okay, maybe we've run out of cells already. I don't think we could have, though. No, we've still got over 1,000 in there. It's working through it steadily. Have I got a speed boost in the AE system? Because I think I brought some stuff over for it in case we needed it. Let's have a quick check. Speed. Nope, no speed boost there. I'll go over to the Warlord's base and see I've still got one in there. But for now, that's it. We cut and we'll move on. Once we've set up that and got it all working regular, we've also need to extract the cells once they're complete, which is the next part of the process. So we'll do that as well, and then we'll be back to explain it all. Oh, 1 speed boost upgrade. Lovely.
Brilliant.
Okay.
We've got 3 cells in all of them now.
3 in each, that's good. It's working fairly swiftly, that's good. And woo,
we've got some powering up.
We've got some powering up and working. Good. So let's pop a speed boost on there. Shift right click a speed boost upgrade. Now it should be a bit faster. A lot of them just flicked on then.
Yeah, how's the power going?
I don't know.
MFSUs are full still.
Bat boxes are hardly moving. Hardly moving at all.
One going down very slowly.
Yeah, and the centrifuges are definitely active. Definitely working. And the router is still routing them through as fast as it can. So it looks like we've got more than enough stable power in these bat boxes to cover it at the minute, which is exactly what we planned on having.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so we shall process the next part of it and be back in a moment once I've figured it out, Doodart.
Yeah.
Right, well, it turns out that little section was slightly complicated, but very simple when you look at it from this guide to Noobs. So we have 3 routers connected by block touching block to the centrifuges, and all the centrifuges are touching block, so it all becomes one thing that the routers can read. And the routers will visit every single machine in this one thing in turn. Yeah, Doodart's nodding. And then this router is inserting into slot 0, and slot 0 is the center slot where the hydrogen cells go. This router over here is extracting from slot 2, which is the top slot, which is where the deuterium cells go. And that empty cell is just sitting there in that one for some reason. This one down here is extracting from slot 5, which is currently got a full stack of empty cells in it. So I can tweak that. Now, there's an import bus below here that's importing anything that router has. I'm going to change it to stacks, so it moves stacks. And that should quickly empty that router out, so it's only ever going to have 1 in it at a time, because it'll move everything that's in there in one shot into the AE system. The other one, which runs along here very simply, is the export bus going hydrogen cells in, and this one over here is just extracting anything, and I'll put that as a single stack, a single item, because there's only ever 1 in each. So as the hydrogen cell processes, the other 2 routers empty out the centrifuge, and it all gets put straight back into the AE network without so much as a little bit of cabling that tells it which way to go. It just does it all, because that's AE networks for you.
You can see little blips as it rushes stuff down.
Yeah, every time it activates, it goes and does a little blip. It's pretty cool, isn't it?
It is. It's awesome.
I love it. So now we've got the deuterium. I may actually learn how to pronounce this one day. Deuterium and tritium.
Triceratops juice.
Triceratops. We've got diplodocuses and triceratops. The diplodocus, we currently have 240 diplodocus. Actually, I've got 14 in here, so we've got 240 diplodocus in the ME chest. And the electrolyzers have all started being refilled with empty cells and are processing back to get hydrogen cells. The hydrogen cells are entering the ME chest and being removed as quickly as they enter, going back into the centrifuges above. So that is all fully automatic. And the deuterium cells are just increasing very rapidly. We're up to 300 already. So that is pretty fast going. We are using a lot of power down here, though. Our MFSUs are running out of power. However, when the fusion reactor's up and running, their power will not be an issue, so long as we've got the rig up right like this, which I think we've done the best we can. Each MFSU gets split into 4 MFEs, and each MFE is powering an electrolyzer. So it should, in theory, if it's receiving the full whack from the fusion reactor, keep up with this process, no problem whatsoever. But at the minute, the 4 nukes are not. Now, the next stage is to start taking that deuterium and putting it into this tank over here, for which we're going to need valves. Now, I think we're going to import the liquids in the top of the tank and take it out at the bottom. So round here somewhere, is this where these blocks are? Was that the plan?
1 sec, I'm just trying to find the valves, or have you already got them?
I've got the valves.
Oh, well, thanks for telling me.
These 2 here are going to be running all the way up from the bottom, coming out of the tanks, going up into the next level for the fusion reactor to receive power, to receive the 2 liquids it needs. So we may as well set up the process round here for actually putting the liquids into the tanks. So I'm not really 100% sure how this is going to work, because once the Triceratops is full, I don't want the whole AE system to carry on producing Triceratops. I want it to stop. So I think I'm going to need a level emitter, so that when the AE system is holding cells of Triceratops, it makes sure that no more Triceratops is produced. Okay, so I'll use that over at the other 24 centrifuges, which will have to be across the other 2 corners.
Squished in somewhere. I'm sure we can find a better space.
We've got to crush them in somewhere. Now, in order to get the cells to process into the tanks, we need liquid transposers. Liquid transposers need MJs, and we're producing loads and loads of EUs. So Doodart's created the energy converters. So we've got an IC2 low voltage consumer, which will go into a bridge, which will then go into a BC producer, and then go into the liquid transposers. I also need the AE system to be bringing stuff over here as well. In this little cobweb mesh of wiring, I need to somehow thread an AE wire through as well. I don't know whether to thread it through from underneath and go in from the base level, the bottom level, and bring it up.
Underneath looks clearer, I believe.
No, I mean like the bottom level, the very bottom level. Bring it up from the very bottom.
Reactor level.
Yeah, from reactor level, and bring it straight across from the AE system and up into this corner.
It doesn't need to hook into the AE system in the corner dealing with the cells, this one.
Yes, it does. Yes.
Yeah, so that's just running a cable along the ceiling of this level.
Yeah.
Should be right.
Will it look too bad? Meh, maybe.
Be alright, it can...
It's better than threading it, I think. Although threading it, yeah. We need to thread it to the corners anyway over here to get them to the centrifuges in each corner. Yeah, so we still need the AE system up this level anyway, so we'll thread it through. But we'll do all that in a bit when we take a little cut. I'm just going to show what we're going to do for getting power here, and then I'll start feeding stuff to it. So, bearing in mind that those are pipes, liquiducts are going to go through there. Let's put the liquiducts in so we don't do anything with them right now. So there's no problems. And those can be sealed in if you've got any marble. Yep, that's it. So I can't use those spaces. Somehow got to take low voltage from one of these bat boxes.
Yeah, and not from those cables.
And not from those at all as well. So that's more sealing in to be done. Which gives us not a lot of space. So we'll take it from...
We've got a bit of height. We can use a bit of height if we have to.
I can't take it from here either, can I? Oh, I can take it from one of these wires that's running off here, can't I?
Yes.
Quite easily, so that's okay. So I could take it from here, put the bridge there.
On top.
And put the producer here, and then have one each side. One of the liquid transposers each side, gaining the... just step back a bit, do that.
It's putting out more than it can get. I was just looking at the energy bridge.
The energy bridge says it's taking more than 32. Is that possible? Is it possible that it's taking more than 32 per tick when the output is supposed to be 32 per tick?
Got it.
Oh, the output of a bat box is 32 per tick, whereas the output of that transformer will be the 128 per tick or something like that, will it?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I've been told. Either
way,
way,
like it's working.
It'll sit and charge up. So now it's got nothing in, nothing out. Look.
Yeah, because we've filled up.
We've filled the transposers, and now all that's filled up. So that's good. It's done. So that's worked, and I've got one either side. The AE system can come down into it and also off the back of it, and the pipes will have to come out somewhere as well. So
you need access to 3 sides of these machines.
Yeah, I might need to put that one on top here, so that I've got access to 3 sides there. Actually,
you do have 3 exposed sides of each one.
Yeah, but front isn't an option.
Turn it around.
Yeah, good plan. Turn them to face the... Oh, you can just hammer it or click on it and it'll turn. So place it there, and then we've got 3 exposed sides, and if we use the Omni Wrench, I can do the same on that one, which turns it the wrong way. Let's turn it so that it's facing towards, and then all of the input... Hey, I fell down. All derpy. All of the inputs and outputs, I'll quickly recover from that slip. All the inputs and outputs are on the outside, and the inside... Yeah, the only face that we can't use is receiving power. Yeah?
Right.
Good. Right. Now we can put a valve into each tank and connect up there, and the AE system can come down into it and out the back of it. The exporting problems that I've got for the empty cells, I'm going to have to... let's see. If I'm importing from the top, can export there for that one, so that the liquiducts go out the back of it, which is the red side at the minute. And this one, the red side will feed into that tank, so the export can be there like that. Are you keeping up? We got it?
I'm attempting to.
And then the export can be there, so we need to change the output in the configuration to be the red side, which is that one, is that.
Which one's the output? Is that the gaugy bit on the right hand side?
You should see yellow is the output on this liquiduct side that I'm doing at the minute. So we change all this round to 0 to nothing. The back of it should be the output yellow, yeah, into the liquiduct. You got it?
Right.
Is that not happened? No, the back
No,
of...
because that's not the back of it. It should be the right hand side of it.
More derpers. Yes, the right hand side needs to be yellow. The back of it needs to be the empty cell, which needs to be red.
Yeah.
And then that is yellow going out the side there, and the input is going to be on the top.
Yep.
Hooray! Right, and then on the other one,
Maybe this one.
go on then. This one, the liquid duct's going to be on the back, coming out of the back.
Start off with a clean slate, and so the left-hand side is...
The left-hand
red.
side is going to be the empty cells, which is the bottom slot.
Yeah.
The
right-hand side is yellow.
Is the liquid in the yellow tank, yeah.
It's not showing the tank being yellow on the inside, but...
Okay. Oh, you just got to cycle through it, I think. Then cycle through it until it is. Oh, wait a minute. There's one other thing. The little bucket of water.
Yeah. You
need to click it to empty, which is click that once, and now the output is separate because it's going to a different thing.
Cool. Yeah? Okay. I didn't know about that clicky bucket.
Yeah, well, there's a fill or an empty. That's basically that toggle switch there. Fill bucket or empty bucket, or whatever you put into it, basically. And that changed it so that the liquid could be outputted via a liquiduct, which has automatically connected itself. We don't need to power these liquiducts because thermal expansion likes to throw stuff out of the machine. It pushes stuff out of machines rather than you having to pull stuff out. So it should, in theory, just literally do that for us.
Cool. Do we need to wrench the end of the liquiduct? Or is it fine like that?
Just check in when we put the valve on here. So
it needs that shape, doesn't it? With a little sort of arrow.
The output shape, yeah.
That.
Yeah. I'm going to weave this along here to this point here. And I'm going to put the valve right here. Right at this point. Put a valve in there. And that should make this a tank. Yes, it does.
Tank!
It's a tank. And then put that on there. And that should connect up. Okay, you ready for the first test on this one then, the one you've set up? If I put some deuterium, some diplodocus cells in there, that should quickly empty out, put into there, and then should want to start outputting. If you change that back to normal, change the liquiduct back to normal, there you go. Look. It likes to push out, so you don't need that change on it. It'll just carry on pushing out. Diplodocus is filling up the tank. So now the tank has gaseous diplodocus. Yay!
Is that the Latin name for the dinosaur?
That's the Latin dinosaur name, I guess. And then this one, we're going to process the diplodocuses to make triceratopses and do the same thing and put them into this tank over here. Like so.
That needs a wrench in.
Yeah, that's right now.
Cool.
That should set itself up. That should work. Now we need to put the AE system into it to insert the cells into there to constantly keep that tank full of diplodocus.
Yay!
Which is quite a lot of threading wires, folks. So I'm going to set that up while we take a brief break. And we're also going to try and figure out what configuration, what style to put the other 24 centrifuges out the place that also require the diplodocuses to be turned into triceratopses. If you
Yeah.
follow this at all, guys, you are probably no longer a noob. No longer call yourself a noob. If you've followed us so far, good luck to you in the rest of the episode. Right, we'll be right back. Okay, Doodart, I see you through the mesh of things happening on this floor. It's getting a bit tight here. Threading wires and threading things through the eyes of needles comes to mind. But we're nearly there. We've got to put the centrifuges in this corner and the opposite corner, which you've got those. You're going to set something up for those, aren't you?
Yeah, I can get started on that.
They need to be connected to the barrel.
Okay?
Yeah. So every single
and
one
to
of
each
them,
other.
yeah, every single one of them needs connecting to each other and the barrel in order for the routers over here to work. And the routers over here will be set to only send them if we have Triceratops cells left in the system. So if I remember rightly, we've got the insert into slot 0 is the processing slot. The export from slot 2 is the extract from slot 2 is the finished product, and the extract from slot, was it 6? Slot 6 slot 5, because there's 6 altogether with the 0. Extract from slot 5 was the empty cells that coming back out afterwards. Now the insert is the most important one to get right, because we're going to export only when a certain level of the Triceratops cells are in the system. So we're going to export there, but only when a certain requirement is made. So which side I'll put this on? I'll put this on this side. So the level emitter is facing the export, and that is that. So I also need to have one of the actual cells that we're going to use. So, okay. Well, we'll set this up to active without a signal. So this currently won't let it do anything at the minute. It will output a signal stopping this export bus from exporting any of these deuterium cells at the minute from the system. So that's safe. That's safe as houses. Then we need to use the import buses. Did I just use an import bus on that? I think no, I didn't. Import bus there, and that will import everything from slot 2 and everything from slot 5 of the centrifuges, which works. And now I've got no way round here, so I've got to walk this way around. There we go. And that will export deuterium cells when it isn't receiving a redstone signal. Okay, so that side's set up for now. Over this side, we're processing the cells once they happen. So we need to the exports. Now, currently, the transposers are set to eject empty cells into the interface, and the interface will automatically put it back in the system. So the empty cells will automatically be going back into the system already. So we just need to insert the correct cells. So in this one here, we're going to insert deuterium cells en masse, smooth stacks, and that should start processing liquids fast and start filling up the tank. The tank should be filling up quickly now. Yep. So that'll start processing the backlog. The other one we can't do much with right now because I haven't got any of the other cells. And I've only got 2 bits of cable left, so I'll hook one across there on the network. And that's going to input the Triceratops ones. When the tank's full and the transposer is full, it will not allow any more Triceratops cells to enter into the transposer. Therefore, a backlog will be formed in the AE system. And when the backlog hits a certain level, this level emitter will turn itself off, allowing the AE system to import deuterium cells into the router to make more. Should I say when it drops below a certain level? Yeah, something like that. I'll figure the actual setting of this, but this is very crucial so that we don't turn all of our Diplodocuses into Triceratops before we've had chance to get enough Diplodocus to do the settings. Told you it was going to get complicated, folks. Are we all keeping up? Doodart, are you keeping up?
Yeah, all my centrifuges are sorted.
All the centrifuges are linked and powered, so that's good. So now I'm going to turn this off to let the... let's turn it off for a bit. Emit when levels are below limit. So we'll just emit. So that should now start routing through, putting the cells into those centrifuges. So if you've got that set up properly, we should be good to end the episode. Yep, looks good. It looks like it's going in. We have lots of Diplodocuses going into those centrifuges, and once they start processing, we will have extraction. Next episode, we will be dealing with the actual fusion reactor. I think we're ready for it because we're going to have 2 tanks full of liquid and a backlog of cells and all of the processing power to keep up with the demand of the fusion reactor. Hopefully we'll have all the bat boxes and MFEs and MFSUs full as well because the processing will have stopped. And we can use all of the power from the next cycle of nuclear reactors to power the fusion reactor. And away we go. You're going to wrench me. I see it coming. Bye, folks.
Bye.